Good evening, everyone.
Hi,
Hello.
hi.
We're back. We're back for another one.
We are indeed. So,
Let me just press a button over here. Sorry.
yeah.
I need to press a button.
Press a button.
Press a button. Oops. No, can't figure it out. There we go. Got it. Good evening, everyone. How are we today? Who have we got joining us on the live stream tonight? Debbie, hello. And I need to press the right button and move us back so that we're actually on the screen. There we go. That helps as well.
Good job.
A little bit out of practice.
It's only been 2 weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. My apologies.
Yeah, but hey, Debbie.
So
hey,
who we've got? We've
Patrick.
got Patrick.
Paul, and Amy from Cruise Craze Fam.
Hello, hello. We've got some exciting things to share from Amy tonight.
We certainly do.
Who have we got? Paul joining us from Mangawai Heads in New
You
Zealand.
probably just slaughtered that.
I probably just slaughtered that. Sorry, Paul M.
Apologies.
Hi, Patrick. Patrick's saying hi to Paul. Who else have we got? We've got Noni. Good evening, Noni. I'm sure you're sitting there with Rowan as well.
Yeah. Thanks for checking in last week also, when we didn't do the live last week, but you checked in with us, so I do appreciate that.
Yes, very much. We've got Ron. G'day, Ron. Welcome aboard.
And JJ.
And, oh, yeah, JJ's there from the sunny coast as well, although it's, is it sunny up there?
It's not so sunny, no.
Is it not so, it's a bit, we're not too south of you, too far south, and it's not sunny down here at the moment. It
certainly isn't at the moment.
We got Noni's
we can hear you but not see you.
Yeah, that was before before I didn't press the button.
That was your button pressing.
That was my button pressing.
Okay, cool.
Best laid plans, trying to do something different. Robin's here. Rowan is here. We've got Linda. G'day, Linda, and your first time catching us on a live stream. So welcome along.
About time you got us.
So, guys, look, if you do have any questions as we're going through tonight, by all means, please drop those questions in the comments section, and we will try to get through to them through the live stream. Oh my gosh.
Correct.
Getting tongue-tied.
This could be interesting.
Could be a fun one. All righty. Oh, who else have we got here? We've got the BG Travelers.
Hey, yes. Chris and Janelle.
Hey, guys.
We'll talk about you guys soon.
Yes,
no doubt about it.
We will indeed.
All right. So do we want to jump in? What have we been doing?
What have we been doing? We've had
Oh, wow.
We've
do you need to do the test?
We've had
like tongue out, hands
up, face smile, all that. We've obviously had to interrupt a couple of weeks. So as we mentioned in the last live stream, the cruise immediately, or in sort of the week, the cruise that was supposed to happen the week before the last live stream was cancelled.
Yes.
The one before that was played with by a cyclone, played in a cyclone.
Yes.
So, and then last week, we
may have been unsure in the live whether we were actually going to go on the last one, but we
everything that was going on
managed to make it work.
I was pretty I wanted to make sure that cruise did happen, because last year my work created a pretty significant impact on your birthday. And
yes, it did.
And so because of that, we didn't really get to celebrate, didn't really get to do much. So this time around, this year, it was like, no, I'm committing up front. We're going to go away. And it was, in fact, the first cruise that we booked for this year was this one.
It was indeed.
And so we went away for your birthday this year.
Yes, we did.
And it was interrupted. Well, the plans changed very, very quickly, because before we even got on board, we received an email from the cruise line. We were traveling on Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas out of Sydney.
Yes.
And we got the email to say, hey, you're not going to Adelaide now.
We were meant to do Adelaide and Hobart, but unfortunately there was another weather front. All about weather for us at the moment. So, Yes, Adelaide got cancelled, and we were told that we were going to be overnighting and doing 2 days in Hobart instead, and then going to Eden, which we were actually okay about because we hadn't been to Eden before, so it was kind of nice. And it actually turned out that it was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to us.
Yeah, yes. So before we get into that, we'll say hello to a couple more.
Story.
Say hello to a couple more people. So we've got Kim. G'day, Kim Gorman. And we've got JJ here. Yep, you're having your fair share of rain up there as well on Sunny Coast.
Yes.
We've got 316 building and pest inspections.
Hi, guys.
G'day. And we've got Peter is on the chat as well. Rowan, you're saying you got some issues with some pixelation of the video quality tonight. It's interesting. Let me just check some settings. I've got excellent settings showing. It's showing that the stream's good quality, so not sure what's going on there.
Let us know if anyone else has got those issues at all.
Who else have we got?
Yes, Linda, you are coming.
Yes, looking forward to meeting you.
We're going to get to talk about that one shortly. We
are indeed. Andrew, g'day, Andrew. You love the videos?
Thank you.
We love making the videos.
Yes, we do.
It's, as we've said many times before, this is something we like to do. It actually helps us focus on doing something together. And
it's not work all the time.
It's not work all the time. We both work very, very long, full jobs, and coming together and editing these videos and making the videos, on the weekends when we do go away. It's something that we love to do, and we love that we share them with people like yourself, and you do enjoy them. So thank you very much for watching and subscribing. Amy Knight, good evening.
Hey, Amy.
And who else?
No, Amy, you haven't missed anything. We literally were just we started to talk about that we've been on a cruise the last week on Ovation and the itinerary change. So we're going to go into the next.
We're going to go into that? You want to talk about it? Do you want me to...
how Matt ruined my birthday?
Yeah.
Is that how...
Okay.
We shouldn't have gone that far.
Anyway. So look, I'll just be blunt. Let me just bring this up over here. Let me just change the setting for a moment. And voila. So this is how Deb spent her birthday last week.
Yeah.
She's sitting in the ship's medical center on Ovation at Sea. So
yes, unfortunately, we thought Matt was he was just feeling a little bit off. So he's like, no, get ready. We're all good. We'll go to dinner. You get dressed. So I did. And then he's like, no, I'm just going to relax a little bit. You go down and have a pre-dinner drink. And then the next message I got was, I need to go to the medical center. So unfortunately, Matt was in a lot of pain. So we called the medical center, and unfortunately he wasn't able to walk. So they kindly got a wheelchair up to the room and wheeled him down pretty quickly down to the medical center. So we stayed in there for 4 hours. I think it might have been.
Probably even a bit more than that.
Yeah. I know it was, because you didn't get out till late. Yeah, maybe 5 or 6 hours, whatever it was. Without going too much about this moment, just to say that medical center, the care that they gave him was fantastic. So that was phenomenal. That we were very happy that they looked after him so well. Didn't so much like the bill that came from that.
Yep.
And that's a whole other topic about insurance is a great thing.
Yeah, it is. And we're going through the insurance process at the moment, and we've got a video that will come out, and we'll talk in a lot more detail about what happened, what the sort of the costs were and all those sort of things. But it really is a good reminder that you really should be traveling with travel insurance no matter what. There's a bit of a saying that does go around that if you can't afford travel insurance, you can't afford to travel. I've personally always kind of traveled with that mindset. And for all the trips that we haven't needed to make a claim on this one, our annual policy was well and truly worth it.
Well, the cost of the medical centre for 5 hours or whatever it was the cost of our yearly policy almost.
Yep.
So just that one trip paid for it as such, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so the next day wasn't that much better though, because then I ended up in Hobart Hospital.
Yeah, so we were told that the ship's doctor couldn't be 100% sure that it wasn't Matt's appendix.
Or other things.
Potential. So, and because then we would obviously be at sea, they didn't want to risk him having potentially the appendix or burst or anything like that while we're at sea. So they suggested after we went back in the morning for an appointment that we actually go to Hobart Hospital and just get him checked out.
Yeah.
Boy, so I think we landed at Hobart Hospital about 10:30 and something like that in the morning. I'm going to give you a really quick snapshot because we don't want to go through the whole story. But we went in, they decided they wanted to do another scan of him, did the scan. We sat for 3 hours. A doctor came up to us when we thought, oh yeah, we're all good. This is going to be fine. We're going to be out of here. And said, I've just consulted a surgeon. You may be going into surgery. And we just went, whoa, what are you talking about? What's happened? And she said, oh, I'll be back with you soon.
And walked off.
So here we are, like in this panic moment of not sure what was actually going to happen. Next, they come and grabbed us and put him into a bed. I decided at this moment that, I hadn't gone to the toilet all day, so I quickly needed to dash off. I walked back and he is being wheeled out. They're like, he's going to resus. And I'm like, why? What's going on? Got into resus. Luckily, we had a decent doctor and nurse when we got in there, but they both turned around us and said, this is very serious. He might go into surgery tonight. The potential is that he could die from this. And we're like,
well, they'd actually dumped all that on me while Deb was off to the toilet.
So literally I'm dealing with, oh my God, my husband's going to potentially die. He's going to surgery. I'm on a ship. I'm in Hobart. It was insane.
Yeah. Anyway,
they decided to do another scan. I'm leaving out lots of bits in the middle here because you don't need to hear all of it. But it came back that
you're going to spoil the video we've got coming up.
Anyway, they they were talking about aneurysms and stuff like that, but it ended up not being that. Obviously, he's here tonight. He's doing better.
Yeah,
going through some follow-up tests.
Yeah.
But that was Hobart.
Yeah, so I think
Day one.
Patrick sort of mentions here, and thanks for the comment. I'm glad I'm looking 100%. I'm not. This is non-alcoholic. This drink, but no, I've got a bit to go through to just get some things confirmed and some things cleared at the moment. So we'll be taking it easy as best we can. And I've just got I've had medical scans again yesterday, and there'll be a bit of a journey to go through to just
he's here.
He's
here by my side.
But I am here. I'm by her side, and we're together.
And that's actually I just actually want to shout out to the BG Travelers. So Chris and Janelle were on this cruise with us.
Yes.
And they were kind of my lifeline. And thank you so much, guys, because when I was in that hospital, I was thinking we needed to get our room packed up. We were going to be off the ship. And they were prepared to do everything and anything for us. So just big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for your help on that one.
Very much appreciated. It was probably one relieving thing for me laying in a bed was knowing that Deb had some people there that could support her.
Yes. I do just want to say thank you to Linda for her happy birthday. Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Hopefully we'll get it right next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a curse on this one right now, but
and Cruise Coast fan mentions it as well, but she did have to look after me.
Thanks, Amy.
What have we got? JJ says, not many have the yearly policy. You went with Woolies. Yes. Well, look, we use Covermore. We've always found for our circumstances, Covermore is who we use.
Yep.
But you've got to shop around. You've got to find the right policy that's right for you in those circumstances. But definitely makes it worthwhile. And yeah, Linda, definitely that is why we haven't been uploading
it's
a lot.
one of reasons. Our work life has been absolutely insane for the last 2-3 weeks. So that's probably more so because we haven't had the time.
Yeah, and with the interruptions of Alfred and extra work that created for me, TC Alfred at the beginning of the month and things like that, just made things all a little bit busy.
Yeah, so apologies, but there is a bit of a backlog.
Yes, I've got a big backlog. I'm working on some videos now, and we will start getting. We've got another one coming out tomorrow night, and we will probably do a few things out of sequence over the next week.
Yeah,
also.
Just bear with us because there's some more important ones that we think should go up before
that
others.
Are probably more timely. So we will we'll get a couple of videos out over this next week, and then come the weekend we'll get a few things up as well. So yeah.
But yeah, anyway, obviously, that was our dramas for the first half of that cruise. We then pretty much took it easy. So I don't know if the videos are overly fantastic. I don't know. I think we tried to film some different things, and Eden was beautiful.
Eden was stunning.
Let's go back. So on the next day, we actually made it up to Mount Wellington. We put us in an Uber, so there was no walking. Like, it was nice and easy. And we did see Mount Wellington, which was stunning. That
view.
we
had a very rare day of beautiful weather.
Yes.
And we did some filming up there, but I'll just see if I can find a photo just quickly.
So yeah, that Uber fare. So we ended up Chris and Janelle had actually, from BG Travelers, had already gone up in an Uber. So they gave us a call and said, hey, do you want the same Uber? Which was great. So we paid $100, and it was about a 40-minute trip up.
Yep.
He waited for half an hour while we did our walk around, and then the 40 minutes back, and we paid $100 for that.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty good, to be honest.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
But then, Eden it's such a picturesque place. I think that's the word I keep using
to describe it. It was absolutely
so
stunning.
Beautiful. And that was literally us walking around the island.
Definitely. Eden is a place where, like, I'm going to say to everyone, if you've got an opportunity to jump on a cruise out of Sydney that's going to Eden, take the opportunity.
Absolutely.
I really loved it.
And go check out the smoked house. Is it called the Smoked House?
No, the Sapphire Smokehouse.
Sapphire Smokehouse. So we went up there, and you had the seafood chowder, which you have actually claimed as being the best
seafood chowder I've ever eaten.
Yes.
Let's dive into a couple of quick hellos. We've got and questions in the chat. Hello, Katrina.
Hey, Katrina.
What else have we got?
Mark.
Amy says, what an experience. Certainly was. Following now for a few months. G'day, Mark. Looking forward to meeting you on the Brisbane-Sydney cruise next weekend. Not
this weekend, the following
one. Oh, on Quantum.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome, Mark.
Yep. Keeping on track. It's good to know.
We got this. Make sure you come and say hi.
Yeah, do come and say hi, Mark. Katrina, what happened? In summary, I got very sick and ended up in medical and then in the hospital at Hobart on the last cruise we were on.
Once we finish, you can replay this and watch it back and get the whole story.
And we'll also have some videos, some vlogs that will be coming out that go through it in a lot more detail.
Yes.
BG Travelers, very humble of you. It was amazing. So thank you very much. Patrick says happy birthday to you as well.
Thank you.
Deb, and hope you get a do-over soon.
Yeah. Are you going to do a do-over?
We'll work on that.
You all keep him accountable.
we'll work something out. JJ referring back to the insurance conversation, pre-existing conditions are a big thing to consider when doing insurance. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Rowan says, do you think all of these cruises you've been going on this year are catching up with you? No, not yet. To be perfectly honest, Rowan, I actually think they've actually been good.
I actually think I agree with you on that one.
From a a mental health perspective and from a relationship perspective. We've both had a heck of a lot going on.
Yes.
I'm going to get a little emotional at the moment. Yeah, it's having some clear headspace, some clear time together on a regular basis at the moment has been very helpful for us. It's made a huge. It's probably been a very good thing. So, no, I get it. We were probably a little bit nervous, but it's probably in a lot of ways been a bit of a godsend that we did have some of this planned. So,
yes.
Katrina finally got on Quantum and love her more than
Yay!
ever. She is a beautiful ship, that is for sure. Those Quantum class ships in general are just amazing.
Did you get your ship? I also want to know.
Yes.
Did you buy your
Did you
your
get
ship?
your ship model?
Yes, that's the one.
Let us know in the comments, Katrina, if you did. Linda says, so glad you're okay. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that a lot. There were a few people that reached out and messaged and just were generally checking in. And when we sort of explained what was going on, we got a lot of love in the messages. So thank you. Amy, so you even have it on a short weekend cruises to the insurance. I'm going on Matt's favourite ship to Tassie in 3 weeks. And because it's not international, I was wondering about getting insurance. Amy, yeah, look, honestly, the important thing to remember with insurance is for cruises, even if it's a domestic cruise in Australia, you're not covered by Medicare. You will be billed by the ship. So, you know, whilst there might be a minor ailment where you can get off on your port day perhaps and go and see a GP, you know, if the risk of ending up in a cruise medical center and then the bills that are going to come from that, the insurance is something we always recommend.
You've only got to like roll your ankle down a stair and break it. And I mean, yeah, it's phenomenal, the cost. So this is literally our recommendation. Everyone obviously can choose what they would prefer, but in our eyes, we recommend it.
Yeah.
And obviously we've made one claim in 1 year, but who knows what could happen.
Yeah, well, look, in all my years of travel, I know you've
I've had one
one other claim.
Yes.
But in, you know, decades of travel, I've never had to make a claim. So this is the first time, and I'm glad that I had it, even though I've spent the money many times before. Mark says this will be your shortest cruise next week in the 2 nights. Keen to hear of tips of Wagga to include or leave out with such a short time on board. Wagga. It's a bit far from Sydney.
Yeah. So we're actually doing the 2, then the 2.
Yeah, so we're doing the 2 night.
Yeah, so we
Brisbane
make it
to Brisbane
4.
with the 2 nights Brisbane to Sydney.
All right. We'll we might come back to you on things that we think are great to include.
Yep.
On that for you, what things to do for 2 nights, because yes, it is going to be quick.
It is going to be quick, and I've actually we've got that 2 night Quantum series that we're dropping at the moment as well.
Yes, we've literally just done one.
We just did the cabin review. That went out 2 nights ago, and we'll have those sort of daily vlog videos. But yeah, there is a lot. I would definitely look at trying to get onto the North Star though.
Yeah,
that's one to look at, trying to pre-book one of the extended experiences on there, because that's something I don't think you ever forget.
And I guess it just depends what you love. Like, do you love trivia? Do you love dancing? Do you love relaxing by the pool? It depends what you're into.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. What do we want to talk about next before we get on to some more questions and comments?
Okay, so I think that wrapping up last week, obviously it had its downsides, but it also had its upsides. That was our last cruise on Ovation of the Seas.
Well, unless she comes back.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what June holds.
It's a good segue. Let's just chat quickly. We don't know. If you're in Brisbane, we can now say we don't know what ship is coming back to Brisbane for Royal Caribbean. We know Voyage is coming at the end of the year for the 25-26 season.
Yep.
But there's now some speculation that Quantum could come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So Royal Caribbean have now delayed also the announcement of the 26-27 schedule for Singapore. And there's now 3 ships in the fleet that are unallocated: Anthem, Navigator, and Quantum. So those 3 ships, there's 3 ports: Sydney, Brisbane, and Singapore. And so at this stage, by early June, we will know which ships are going where. Interesting to see what is going to happen and why the delay in the announcement, what that's all going to be about. 26-27 cruise season, that's 2 years away, or 18 months or so away. So, and be interesting to see whether there's going to be full-time cruising in Australia, or at least with one ship, or
we're crossing everything.
or whether we're going to get Quantum back. What the big announcement is, we just don't know at the moment. And obviously, there's a lot of considerations with Port Vila still being out of action and probably going to be out of action for quite some time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Unfortunately for them. So anyway, that's wrapping up our last week's cruise. What's next?
All
right. Do we need to dive into any?
Yeah, look, let's just go through here.
Comments first before we do that.
Going there next month, it'll be good. That's to Eden, I'm assuming, with the cruise. Either that or it's that she's coming up here because Cruise Craze fam are coming to Brisbane. And then they're getting on a cruise with us.
We're finally actually going to meet.
We're going to meet in
we
person.
We talk a lot, but we've never actually met.
Yep. So we'll be catching up and doing some videos next month with the Cruise Crazed fam, which will be a lot of fun. Patrick says he's seen a few Princess cruises that go to Eden. Might check them out. Definitely do, Patrick. Princess go there. Carnival is starting to go there. Royal Caribbean have started going there.
Yeah.
And lovely place. Just really beautiful, picturesque place.
It is.
Mark Edwards asks, are they hue lights in the background? Yes, they are. I probably should have gone, one of the other brands like Govee, because I know they're a bit brighter, but the hue ones work really well in this room.
Yeah.
Katrina says, sorry they got sick, and happy birthday to you, Deb.
Thank you.
Amy says, happy birthday to you, Deb.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you, Amy, for yesterday.
Oh, how cute. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Brett.
He goes all right.
Katrina did get the boat, get the ship's model.
Well done.
And where are we going? And then Cruise Craze fam says they've made 2 claims, both on 3-day domestic cruises. So, Amy, I think that was you that was asking before, and that's Amy from Cruise Crazed fam's feedback. Definitely worth having the insurance. Then he says, I'm guessing you were covered by Medicare in Hobart. Yes. Yeah, in Hobart, once we got to the Hobart Hospital, everything was covered by Medicare.
Yes, so at least we had that one.
We had that indeed. There goes Chris from Melbourne. Hope that we can meet on a cruise. Would love to do a New York cruise, or is that a New Year's?
Is it New Year's?
I'm going to say New Year's. New Year's cruise and have a dance off. That would be epic.
I hope you realize that we're actually not very good dancers.
We're not, but all the same, we can have a lot of fun. Look, you got to remember, even in
you can certainly outdance me.
The New Year's cruise, even Rob and I were getting up and having a good old boogie. Rob from Rob and Alley, Cruise and Travel. We were on board Pacific Encounter with them for New Year's and had an absolute blast. So, we may see you out on the dance floor. CJ Sims 3000. Katrina says, and it's been more than probably we should have on the cups, fridge bags. Yes, the cruise ship merch can be can be something that easily can have money spent on.
100%.
Is the 2x2 night replacement for the camp? No, we had that one booked, Noni, already. So we're still trying to work out what we're going to do for a replacement and when,
that one out yet.
Working out future cruise credits and what that's all going to look like.
Yep.
So Ryan says, for next year for your anniversary, now I'm planning going on Anthem to Hobart. How rough were the seas? We've watched videos of Spirit Tassie and look really rough on Bass Strait.
Okay, so can we just say that because our itinerary was changed, we actually didn't go through Bass Strait.
Yeah.
So we haven't actually experienced, we were actually really hoping to go through Bass Strait to see what it was like. But We actually went down the outside.
We did. So we sort of went.
Need to do that. Sorry.
So Rowan, we did get a little bit of a rock coming into Hobart and coming out of Hobart. So along that east coast of Tassie, there was a high pressure system that was bringing up some winds, and so we did get a bit of a sideways rock, but it was only really felt on the upper decks.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Too bad at all.
No.
There wasn't sort of the up and down forward motion, so it went really well. Linda says, let's talk about the 80s cruise. Let's talk about the 80s cruise. Amy's saying future cruise, so let's get into it.
Let's go.
Future cruises, 80s cruise. We are doing that.
This Saturday, we are embarking on the first Carnival Encounter cruise. So it's the first cruise after the changeover from P&O to Carnival. So it's been in wet dock. I don't know if you want to show.
Yeah, let's show some pictures.
Of the pictures.
We've got some pictures. Let me bring up some pictures.
These are all courtesy of Cruise Craze fam Amy. So Amy lives in Melbourne, so she's been able to go down to the dock and get these pictures, which are just fantastic.
I love these photos. So these
thanks, Amy.
Thanks for letting us share these tonight as well, Cruise Craze fam. So this is obviously when the two ships, Pacific Encounter, Pacific Adventure, arrived. Just stunning there with the sunset and at night all lit up. And so they got down there, and you can see in the top here where the funnel is, the P&O sign had been pulled down by this point in this photo, and they've started to sort of paint over everything. You can see
the first
here
sign of the Carnival logo.
Yeah, so you've got the Carnival Adventure up on the front here. You've also got the Carnival Choose Fun logo, which they've kept what they did when Splendor went to dry dock in Singapore last year. It got a bit of a new livery that kind of pulled across some of the P&O stuff with the stars from the Southern Cross and that were on the P&O ships. And they've included that again in this graphic here, which is nice to see. So a bit of a nod there to the Aussie cruising heritage. Carnival Encounter, and you can see this is before the signs went up on the top here. They got all the scaffolding, so they pulled the P&O signs down.
That was them like putting the template on there.
Putting the template on to do the painting. These are just magnificent photos. So if you haven't already, do please make sure you go and check out the Cruise Crazed Fam's Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and everything else. She's been lucky enough as well to even have John Heald from Carnival sharing some of the photos this last week. So there you go. You can see that it's getting on. So the other thing, I'm just going to pull up. Let me just change your screen back for a moment. I'm just going to pull something up because the big news is with the ships. If I can find it. Where did I put it? Here we go. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. So, whoops, lost myself. Losing myself tonight. There we go. So you can see here the Carnival ships today are sailing out of Melbourne.
Yeah, they're on their way.
They are on their way here. So both Carnival Adventure and Carnival Encounter are now on their way to both Sydney and Brisbane.
So the one we're getting on, as we have said, is an 80s cruise. So I think we need to go and dive through all our costumes again. There's such a big pack, these 80s cruise. So I think it's going to be a massive weekend, not just 80s, but obviously we're going to be filming lots, trying to show you all the changes that have happened already in Wet Dock for Carnival Encounter.
You're going to be super excited to get on board. So a couple of our friends, again, Cruise Craze fam, you'll see Rob and Ali from Rob and Ali Cruise and Travel, or Rob is going, I think, with Maddie.
Yes. Yeah, Ali can't make it this time.
So they'll be down. These guys are going to Sydney. There's a few others as well. They'll be on Carnival Adventure on Friday for a media day, and a whole bunch of the Aussie cruise YouTubers will be there.
But unfortunately, Encounter was left out.
Well, yes, but we're
of
going
the media. So we're going to be your media.
we'll be doing the Brisbane media for Carnival Encounter this weekend.
Absolutely.
So we'll probably drop in a quick live stream on Saturday as well from the ship. So we're really looking forward to that one. Do stay tuned. We'll take you through. You may remember back in January, we did a bit of a what's changing, what we know. And so we will do a follow-up video very similar to that. We'll be filming that and we'll be bringing that to you. And that will be, we'll sort of insert that as quick as we can into the upload schedule.
Yeah, so that's what we were talking about, that the videos might be a little bit out of sequence because we feel like this is probably
timely. You'll all have lots of questions. We know that you're going to want to see it. So back to some questions for a moment. We got Katrina was told by the crew in Jamie's Italian that Quantum was coming back next year by popular demand. Yes, we've heard the similar
we have indeed
things. We're just waiting for that confirmation.
Yeah, we've had a few staff members tell us multiple things, but we obviously don't want to jump the gun and say that there's something happening when it might not. So we're just waiting for confirmation.
We think it could, but we're fairly confident. But yeah, we'll just wait for the confirmation. Daniel says second ever cruise reservation. Did get off in Eden, but only for an hour. Look, it's not a big place. There are opportunities to go and do some tours to take more than an hour.
We just walked.
We
walked the town.
Yeah.
And then we went to different museums, the Mary MacKillop, the Whale Museum.
Yep.
We went down to lookouts. So we just decided to have a good walk around.
Yeah. And the Whaling Museum, I'd just say, is more, and I think I mentioned this in the vlog that will come out, is way more than just a whaling museum as well. So definitely a place to go and check out. Triple M Draw 3 is got our first cruise out of the way last week on Ovation from Sydney, booked with the kids next Saturday, 6th of April on Quantum.
See you there. Any tips for people with autistic children?
Yeah, look, so earmuffs can be helpful. I mean, it depends on where their sensory sensitivities are. I think I saw Amy from Cruise Craze Fam mentioned a couple of things. So it depends, from a touch sensory perspective, I think you can manage that side of it fairly easily. What I would just be cautious of is, that it can get noisy at times in certain places, particularly up on the pool deck when there's maybe loud music. So
or the
movies. What I would suggest with those things is make sure you're just aware of what's happening in the cruise app. So that you can be working with your children to sort of prepare them for any noise that may or may not be about to occur. Because sometimes you can have a very quiet ship deck and then, they turn on the music because an activity's starting and it gets very loud very suddenly.
I could also say that maybe the indoor pool area is less noisy than the outdoor pool area.
Yeah.
If the kids want to swim and things like that.
You don't get the loud music there.
Correct.
You don't have the movies playing. So the indoor pool is probably a better, safer spot in that regard. But yeah, look, and crowds.
Talk to the kids' room staff.
Yeah.
They are very used to having all sorts of children in there, and hopefully they can accommodate you. And obviously, as Matt said, it depends on what level of ASD they've got and what are their triggers and what aren't. So we both work in this sort of space, so we do understand completely what you're asking.
I have, and you do.
Yes.
So definitely have a chat with the staff within the kids clubs as well, because they'll be able to assist.
But come and say hi.
Yeah, definitely come and say hello. I'm looking forward to the Devon Matt crossover with Cruise Craze Fan coming up. Yes, we are too. He says happy birthday again from Pisces. We were in Mystery Island for her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Noni, also.
What do we got? CJ Sims says, you won't miss me if I'm around, by the way. That is meant to be the news. Was meant to be New Year's. Cool. Yes, and good point. Happy birthday to Cruise Craze Fam, to Amy for tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow. It's Thursday.
It is tomorrow, yes. She's just celebrating it on Friday with Carnival.
Just going to celebrate it all week.
Yes. Just celebrate all week. That's exactly right. Keen to hear found the transition from Carnival. Yeah, we will. Were there any dramas with the cruise moving to the Carnival website? Yeah, there were a few. I did have a few issues. It was definitely much easier once I got onto the computer to get it loaded. It didn't automatically transfer across. I had to put the booking number in and then
I have heard
it.
a lot of people say that it wasn't there and then gave it a bit of time and they've started to transfer over. So I think it might be just a bit of a slow process.
Yeah, look, they are doing a staged process. So if your cruise is within this date range, it was going to be done by this date. If you were going to do it by this date, if your cruise was in this date range, it's done by this date and so on. But yeah, look, I was doing ours 2 days after it was due and it didn't automatically appear on the profile. So they did say they were going to try and profile match, but it didn't happen for us in this case. Mark, will I be able to enjoy a beer with you? Look, I may, but probably not. I will say cheers to Ali from Robin Ali Cruise and Travel because a couple of months ago she introduced me to tonic water and bitters, and so I'm drinking a lot of these at the moment, and just while I'm going through these investigations, sort of not. But we'll wait and see what the doctor says.
This is very true.
Amy for Chris Francis, she loved how they included the stars. Linda's just started packing or has finished packing. Finished packing.
Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to be doing it Saturday morning.
Come on, hurry up.
Yeah, that's going to be like Saturday morning, I think.
Katrina asked, do we know if they've made any changes inside? No. Look, there will be some basic changes inside.
There was 12,000 square meters of carpet they were going to be doing.
But you won't see a lot of changes until the ships do dry dock, and Encounter's doing dry dock February, March 26, and Adventure February, March 27. So the bulk of it at the moment is the very light stuff, a bit of repainting like they've done in this case.
They'll be changing menus and things like that, and
door
obviously we've talked about
things like that.
The pizza changes, and then I think we have seen some photos online also of the kids' rooms, so they've rebranded those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's going to be minor changes.
Yeah. But we will let you know more about that this weekend. How does that insurance policy go if you already made a claim? Do you have to take out a new policy, or will they have exclusions for what you've claimed for? Noni, as far as I'm aware, they don't. The policy is in place for the period of time up to whatever your policy limits are. But it is a multi-trip policy, so you're paying for those limits for multiple trips. But always with any insurance product, check the product disclosure statements and all the information they provide. Brett says they cancelled Adelaide because of the winds. They did. There was some winds that were coming up through from the Antarctic, and they were concerned about that. And look, probably some people were saying on board they were extra cautious, but I'm always going to be going with what the captain says, because the captain always wants to keep you safe.
Yeah, that's right.
Okie dokie. Where are we at? Oh, there we go. You ever met me on a cruise? I'm fully blind. Okay, CJ Sims, fully blind. Wow. Well, interested to know from your experience. We see a lot of people getting around with whether they're blind or in wheelchairs and that sort of thing. So would be really curious to sit down with you, and if we do bump into you on a cruise, and have a chat, and you can share with us how you experience a cruise, because really would love to know. Yeah,
we do see quite a lot of people with canes.
Yeah.
On cruises as well. So really keen to hear what you think about those.
Yep. He's mentioned a daughter struggle with the noise in the kids' clubs and outdoor pool deck, so the indoor pool was much better. There you go.
Thanks, Noni, for that information.
It's good to know. And yeah, if you can help with answer anyone's questions in the comments, please do jump in and do that.
100%. We're all about a community here.
Do we know if Carnival offers airport transfers? Kim, I actually was having a look at this the other day. I couldn't see anything The only thing I could see was day tour options. I did have a look at that because I know that we've used the P&O airport transfer, or we looked at doing the airport transfers in Sydney.
Connection.
Yeah, so there's not, but some of the cruise lines do it directly as well.
Ah, right.
So yeah, there's Kim, as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen anything in the app, but I'll keep an eye on that because it does seem that some of those extras they're still loading in as well. Because I rang up the other day about the faster to fun pass, and that hadn't been loaded for the cruise this weekend when I rang up. So there's still a lot of things that they're, now that they've got the cruises in the system, they've now got to do all the add-ons still.
Okay.
Hi, Josh. Met you on the cruise for New Year's.
Guys. So are you meeting us on this next?
Yes, because we're on a New Year's cruise at the end of this year.
Voyager.
Yeah.
Yes. So is it that you're going to meet us on that one, or is it meant to be met?
Don't know. What else have we got? There was a third thing on the list.
Was there?
There was.
What was it?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you.
There was a third thing on the list we did want to speak about tonight.
I think we talked about, we were going to talk about the last cruise, the insurance and medical stuff, and then the 80s cruise coming up.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we got the three, didn't we?
We got the three. We did indeed.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would just throw it to, if anyone's got any other questions before we end this tonight, let's just jump in and see what questions we might have.
Josh is confirming it was on the last year's New Year's cruise.
Okay. Now, I remember meeting a Josh.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
So I did know.
Tell the story.
Oh. I just remember meeting a Josh. Put me on the line. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, we meet so many people. So, Josh, thank you for coming up and saying hello on the New Year's cruise. And please come and say hello again and make us remember you.
Yeah. What is he going to do for that?
I don't know. Dance off.
Oh,
random dance off.
Stop.
Josh, you got to do a random dance off with Deb.
There's the amount of I don't know how this has actually happened. I think it's your fault, Amy.
Yeah, Amy started this.
Like, I ain't no dancer. No. I'll give it a shot though. Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
I don't know what. I know that's 7. Oh, what am I doing? I'm watching the.
Can I? I'll just press a random. Hang on. What do we got here? We've got a random button I can press to make some sound. Maybe.
What's our 80s dancing?
Oh, I don't know. No idea. We'll move on. Katrina says she did find passengers and stuff very useful and wonderful getting around on the wheelchair, in the wheelchair on P&O and Royal Caribbean. That's great to know.
Yeah, we do see a lot of people in wheelchairs and they do seem to get around, especially on the royal ships. I think they're so much more accessible and they're wider.
They do feel wider, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Down Under Cruises are here. G'day.
Hey,
how you going, Sean? We're doing well. Missed a bit at the beginning. I wasn't well last week on a cruise, but
you can just rewatch this.
You can rewatch this. There's a bit to come, and there's some vlogs coming with it as well in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, 100%.
Katrina is going on Voyager next March. I'm going to be a Royal Cruiser from here on out. Well, loyal to Royal, that's the thing.
Yeah, look, we actually have to pull our fingers out and actually start looking at 26
and 27. We need to plan that at some point. Great meeting Robin on the cruise. It was. So, guys, if you do see us around when we're on a cruise, we did do a bit of a meetup with Robin Alley. It kind of, if you remember, we were saying that cruise had a delayed departure and everything else. And so we had to reschedule our meetup to the following day. Not everyone had internet, so it was a bit smaller. But we do have Robin Alley and Deb and I. We put together a magnetic cruise checklist. So if you see us on a cruise, make sure you come and say g'day because we'll have one of these cruise.
Okay, so
cruise
I need
checklists.
to remember to pack those.
Yeah,
I think I've got one right.
Have you got one? Got one handy? This camera.
Oh, is that too close?
It's probably too close. It might be focusing on my face. Let me hide. There you go. Go forward.
So we've had these done up. So I will try and remember to make sure I pack these. And they've got your little tick boxes and we've got little pens that go with them. So I will pack some on our next few cruises. So yeah, please come and see us and we'll have them.
We will indeed. Ducks are here, the Down Under Cruises guru, and yes, we will go and rewatch yours. Always love to see what's going on in your shows as well. And don't worry, Sean, with daylight savings and everything, you know, things will times will shift and change shortly, and we won't be conflicting again. Where are we? Are we doing a meetup on Quantum? We may. We'll see. We sort of got to get through this weekend first.
I think it's one at a time at the moment, but thank you for asking, and we might try and organise that.
Do something.
Yep.
So where are we at? Katrina says quantum doors were much wider and the hallways were wider too, much more room to move. Will be interesting on Voyager. It is an older and smaller ship, but just remember as well, at the time when Voyager was launched, it was the world's largest cruise ship. So it's certainly a different ship. Speaking of narrow doorways, and you'll see this in an upcoming video, our last P&O Pacific Encounter cruise, the 90s cruise, we had a ocean view room on deck 5, and that doorway was so narrow.
Wasn't it?
It was a very so narrow doorway. So
yeah, absolutely. Yes, please do, Linda. Check out Down Under Cruises as well. So they're another one of our YouTube community people that, and I do love our YouTube community in Australia. We all support each other. We're here for each other.
Yep. Definitely.
It's really good.
Yep. And if we're on Quantum, say good day to Chris Wong. We did go and see Chris and said good day to him. We were supposed to see him again 2 weeks ago, but that cruise was cancelled because of the cyclone. So that was a bit of a shame. I'm not sure. I think he's due to come off. So he's at the end of this, getting towards the end of this current contract. So unless he's got an extension, he may not be on there when we get on in a couple of weeks. But again, another big cruising YouTube channel. Chris is the casino host on Quantum of the Seas.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and just before the ship, so Chris Wong's disembarking soon, just before the ship goes to Sydney. So I think we may miss him. Either that or we'll get him on the 2-nighter, but then not on the
potentially
on the first 2 nights, but not the second 2 nights.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, anyway, guys, do you have any more questions? Because we've been chatting to you now for an hour, chatting to ourselves for an hour as well. But if not, I will be working after this on getting another video ready to go up tomorrow from last month. Can't believe I was hoping to be a bit more ahead of this, but life got in the way and cyclones got in the way and health got in the way.
Is what it is.
It is indeed.
Yeah. But we appreciate all your support, though. It is very much appreciated. And all the private messages that we've been getting from you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, love it. It's awesome to have everyone there and share our experiences. How can we get a hold of your cruise checklist? Sean, send me a message, mate, and I'll flick one down to you. Or I can give it to Amy when she is on the cruise with us on Princess later or next month, and she can bring one down to Melbourne for you. Good excuse for you guys then to catch up again as well.
Absolutely.
So
Linda, thank you so much for your support. Really excited to see you on Saturday. Very exciting.
It's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday.
Hope you got your outfits ready.
Yes, we've got to work out what we're going to do. We haven't got ours ready yet, but we do have a bit of stock of 80s.
We do, so we've just got to go and sort that stuff out.
Yes, we do, and
sometime
we haven't exactly worked out how Saturday's going to go yet. If we can, we are going to try and do a live out there, but stay tuned to our Instagram and Facebook and the YouTube channel, because we will let you know if we're going to be able to do that, or
There's
we
going to be
may
a lot of rain on Saturday.
we may also just be and that's going to be one of the big considerations.
Yes.
But we will definitely be getting on board as quick as we can and bringing to you the changes as quick as we can, whether that's live or whether that's uploaded during the cruise, showing you those key changes that have happened to the ship, and giving the first Carnival Counter cabin review.
Oh, yes. This is true.
Yes.
I think we're on deck 5.
We're on deck 5 for this one.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for tuning in once again. Been lovely chatting with you all. We will see you next week for another live. And for those of you joining us this weekend, can't wait to get the 80s groove on with you.
Absolutely.
Happy sailing, everyone.
I keep doing this. It's not 70s.
Yeah,
I don't know how to dance for the 80s.
I
can't remember.
Just walk this way. It's Running Man. Everything
shakes.
Everything shakes. We will see you next week.
Good night, everyone.